And on this, the bulls have taken firm hold on Wall Street in an unexpected pickup in growth and inflation in a Trump administration is the question. Will that happen? And could we have both of those two at the same time, or just one, just growth and not inflation? Well, the president of Bowyer Research, Jerry Bowyer, calls it Trump-spansion. He's joining us now from Pittsburgh. Hi, Jerry. Let's talk about that. Is that possible to have both hot growth and no inflation?
Well, sure. We had it in the 90s. We had it in the 80s. It's possible to have low growth and high inflation like we did in the 70s. Because inflation tends to be driven by monetary policy and growth tends to be driven by regulatory policy and taxes. And Trump's tax plan seems to have convinced markets that we're looking for a growth pickup. What markets have been signaling since the Trump election, with increases in industrial metals, especially copper, increases in stock prices, and selling bonds, these are all growth signals. There's a little bit of an inflation signal coming through, but it's almost all Trump-spansion, not Trumpflation. Okay, not Trumpflation. You know, I'm looking at high-grade copper right now. It has been on a run. It's up another 2.5% at the very moment. But there are a couple of things that worry us, because we're in the business of making sure our viewers are totally prepared and understanding of what's going on. The U.S. dollar, Jerry, is at a 13-year high. The 10-year blasted through 2.4% earlier today on the yield. Does anything about this worry you? Yes, down the line. But just think about it. If we have a really strong dollar and copper prices are still going up, that means in real terms, in global terms, copper's gone up even more. Copper is the single best predictor of all the commodity complex of economic growth. Dr. Copper, they call it. Dr. Copper isn't always right, but he's a better forecaster than me, and he's a better forecaster than all the other chief economists I know. And Dr. Copper is definitely turned away from a bearish to a bullish sentiment. And there's one other thing that's important. If copper is going up and gold is going up, that's an inflation play. But if copper's going up and gold is getting killed, gold as an inflation hedge, that's not an inflation play. That's a growth play.
30 seconds left before we may see some records. What do you like right now, Jerry?
Well, look, I like the whole equity as opposed to bonds. I think the 30-year bond bull market is over, so the equity world is better than the bond world. I like emerging more than developed, even though emerging's got hit lately, but that's partly because it has got hit. But one more thing for Trump. He's got to get the tax cuts in fast. Okay. Because if you have rising rates, all right, I hear the bell. You get the point. Get the tax cuts fast.
Happy holidays, Jerry. Thanks. And we got the balloons. That's a record on this Thanksgiving weekend.